All right, young man. We hadn't talked in a while. Huh? What's going on at Rice women's basketball right now?
Well, individual work right now, we're allowed NCAA rules 2 hours per week on the court with our players. They're lifting weights, conditioning, preparing for the beginning of practice, which for us, we can start official practice Monday, October 1st. We may not start that day, but that's when we can start. We may push it back a day. And the players, of course, are very excited about the chance to start getting on the court and practicing as a team after working very hard and individuals.
How did the summer go? How was did everybody make it through?
Yeah, we had almost all of our team here for summer school, and they were able to work out with our strength and conditioning coach as well as play open gym, play together. That's very helpful for our freshmen, really helps our team chemistry. Then when we start school in late August, they're much more comfortable with each other, and the freshmen are more acclimated to college life, having been away from their family during summer school for 5 weeks, taking a couple of classes to help them get their feet on the ground, and they're just much more ready to be a college freshman because of the summer school opportunity for them.
All right, the new members of the team.
We have 4 incoming freshmen. Alyssa Lang, 6'1", post player from Rockwall, Texas. Her team's a state runner-up in 4A. She's 4A Player of the Year. Really looking strong and good. Physical post player. Megan Palmer, 6'1", from Cinco Ranch, Katy Cinco Ranch. Another player that we really like, strong rebounder, athletic for her size. Those two are probably going to play the 4 and 5 position right now. We have Elena Gums, point guard from Cibolo Steel. Possible opportunity to play very early in her career as a freshman. Had a very strong senior year. Then we have Breon Allen from Birmingham Hoover High School, who won a state championship. She's played on a tremendously winning program. In fact, her team played in the state championship game 4 games in a row. Very athletic, strong guard, deep range, more of a 2-guard. So that class is working extremely hard. They're very competitive, and they're going to have an opportunity to play a lot as freshmen. We're a young team with 9 of our 12 players on this year's squad being freshmen and sophomores.
Now that school has started, the adjustment, now becomes a student rather than just basketball.
No question, and again, for our freshmen, the summer school helps them to gain a little confidence. In summer school, it's a little slower pace for summer school, so it really makes their adjustment as college freshmen be that much easier. Everyone else that's coming back should have a pretty good idea of what they need to do as a student athlete. They know they have to budget time. Getting through that freshman year is the most difficult year because you just feel so overwhelmed. Freshmen all over the country, whether they're a student athlete or not, feel overwhelmed. And by going to summer school, it eases that burden a little bit. But the freshmen are going to start feeling it next week when we start official practice. They're going to, even though they've worked very hard, there's always different conditioning for pure basketball. And we like the new rule. The women have been on this rule. We can start practice 40 days before our first date of competition, and it allows us to space our practices in the preseason out a little bit more. Whereas in the past, when we were under the same rules as the men, you pretty much have to go 6 days in a row and then take a day off. Where we can go 3 or 4 days and take a day off and space it out a little bit better, and it gives the players a little more time to rest their bodies and not have to go at such a hectic pace to start the year.
2 last questions. One, the schedule.
Well, we certainly have a challenging non-conference schedule. Second game of the year, we open against Prairie View here. A solid team, made the NCAAs last year. They beat us last year on their home court, so that'll be a challenging opening game. And then our second game of the season, we're taking Jess Goswitz, one of our seniors, back home to Knoxville, Tennessee, and play the University of Tennessee, which will be their home opener. It'll be a huge crowd. It'll be a extremely early test for a young basketball team. And then, of course, everybody knows we're going to host Baylor, bringing hometown National Player of the Year Brittany Griner back to her hometown for her senior year. Baylor was the first college women's team to win 40 games last year, ran the table 40-0, have all 5 starters back. We expect a tremendous crowd here in Tudor Fieldhouse for that game. We also have extremely challenging games at Texas A&M, who won national championship 2 years ago. Gary Blair does a great job down there. And then we also have to go to Little Rock, Arkansas Little Rock, who's been to the NCAA 3 years in a row. So an extremely challenging preseason conference schedule for us, which should totally prepare us for Conference USA, which I think 9 or 10 teams could win our conference. Really going to be wide open this year, and we hope we're in that mix.
That's the last question. The conference itself is right now. It's got 1 year. This is the last season, and then there's an upheaval.
Yeah, it's the year of change, or the conference will be changing. We have 4 teams. This will be their final year to play in Conference USA. Certainly, all of them want to go out with a great year in conference, and certainly the teams that are staying in the league want to help them exit with some losses. So it should be an interesting dynamics in the conference, losing 4 teams after this season and then bringing in 6 new teams the following year, which we can't worry about that right now. But it is the time of change in collegiate athletics, and Conference USA, like every other conference in America, is going through those same changes.
All right, Coach, introduce yourself and we'll close out.
Head Coach Greg Williams, Rice University Owls.
This is Jerry Lee Willard Jr. with the King Size View College Sports Report.